Double 11 producing Rust for console proved to be a huge task from the get-go. We have this huge expectation of what the game should be like and will be like both in the present and future. And this is one thing a game development company should take into consideration when taking on a huge project like this, is that you're going to have this huge expectation, you're going to have this huge demand from the community that you are building within your game. Content is everything people want in this game. They want new content to play the game, have a more in-depth experience of what Rust Console can be. The thing is with Rust Console and its community, and I'm not innocent here either, is that when we get a new update from Double 11 surrounding this game, because it seems as if it's been an absolute age since we got the last update, we play any new update that has come to the game until we find it boring, and that could basically last 2 weeks. Now, for example, when Oil Rig came to Rust Console, everybody, and I mean everybody, was getting on a boat, a rib, and then go into rig to have a PvP battle and have fun, which it was. In my opinion, it was some of the greatest fun I've ever had on this game. However, because we got this new content update, we then play it religiously for the next 2 weeks, let's say 2-3 weeks, and then a lot of the community often finds that they're bored with that, or maybe they don't have a team to go to that, and then they're kind of back to the mindset of, when's the next update? So content is a huge part of this game because we see what PC have got and we then apply that to console when console is pretty far behind. Now, I'm not saying that in a negative sense. This game has been out for 2 years. However, content is what people want. They want to have a better experience, or maybe they're just bored with the game. We often find ourselves really bored because we haven't had an update in, let's say, 2 months. If my memory serves me well, we had about 4 content updates within a year. Now, when you kind of think about it like that, yeah, it doesn't seem that much. However, there's one thing that people have been talking about very recently, and you know, maybe a couple months even before I cottoned on to this particular thing everyone was talking about, and it was not content. People actually don't want content at the moment. What they want is a stable game. People want better frames, they want better performance of the game. And when you think about it like that, I'm inclined to agree 100%. I would push away for, let's say, 3 months any new content update to have really good frame rate and really good performance of the game and the console. Because obviously more recently, because of the influx of community servers and how many servers people have and whatnot. Now, I'm not all clued up in the variables as to what goes into making the game lag. However, all I know is that the game's fucking lagging. What my point is that the community is now starting to realize, or have been realizing, but now it's just coming to my attention, that they just want a stable game before we have any content updates. And I put out TikToks surrounding updates that could come to Rust Console that have been confirmed. And there are quite a few comments that I get on my TikTok page talking about, I'd rather just want a stable game than having new content updates. Why add more content updates when the game's still not stable or the bugs aren't fixed? I definitely know from the past experiences that people have just been in uproar about how certain glitches aren't fixed yet, but we're getting more content updates. So the priority of, you know, balancing patching certain bugs or glitches to having a content update, like what is the development team going to be working on more? Now again, this could come back to the same old topic that we're going around in circles in, and that is because Double 11 are trying to optimize the game for both consoles, such as old gen and new gen. It's not an easy thing to do, which is why a lot of people are kind of moving away from old gen. And in my opinion, it's nearly been 10 years. When is the time to just call it a day for old gen? Not gonna lie, it's not keeping up with the game performance, demand, graphics, whereas these new gen consoles were made for just that. And obviously people that can't afford new gens, you know, it's just one of those things. Maybe you might have to save up or maybe ask for it for Christmas. But my point here is it's nearly been 10 years since the latest old gen console came out. So 10 years is a really long time for a console. And to be fair, game developers have done well to optimize it for both gen consoles like EA, Activision, Rockstar, Ubisoft, etc. Now this is where an important game such as GTA 6, where it's going to basically break every record in the book, is going to come into play for Rust Console. This game's not going to be running on old gen. This is going to be on new gen only. And it's basically going to show off that old gen is in the mud. It needs to go. It's going to show, although Rockstar respectively is pretty much the best game development company out there, but it's also going to show these other companies such as EA, Double 11, etc. that this is what you can do when you have a new gen only version of a game and where it meets the demands to the console. And it's not been optimized for both gens, which then allows the game to kind of just have a lackluster feeling for those who are trying to optimize it to the max on their newest consoles. So everybody wants answers about when is this game going to be fully playable, when more bugs are going to be fixed, and of course the 11 do fix them later down the line. However, there are some that have been going on for literal years, such as the boat glitch, which I'm pretty sure is kind of fixed. The X on the tree, I still get that glitch, and that's been here since I fucking started playing the game. It's kind of like the game is saying, don't play this game, don't play this game, it'll ruin your life, which it did. So, you know, if you hop over to the Rust Console Twitter and basically want to see where the team's at and, you know, what they're posting on their social media so we can kind of gauge where they're at in terms of making this game more playable, this is what they have to show for it. Jokes aside, 19 hours ago, they did post on their Twitter saying this: on the 30th of January, we will have the release of Devblog 24. In it, we will share more information on the upcoming content updates for Rust Console Edition. Later this week, we will have the release of update 1.86 focused on community-raised issues and performance. I'm very much intrigued to see how Double 11 kind of combat this issue that we have community servers at the moment where we're paying a monthly subscription for something that just isn't working. Now, this is down to D11 and G-Portal communicating with each other to try and find a middle ground of fixing these issues, but it'd be nice to see what issues they've taken into account and what they're going to do about them, because at the end of the day, community servers is what everyone asks for, and right now we're not really being able to play them because of X, Y, and Z. So well and truly, I would be perfectly fine not having any more monuments, anything of that nature to do with content base, but actually just for D11 to focus on performance related issues. The only thing I'm worried about is how far do these issues go before it comes back to the age-old topic that I've spoken about prior in this video of old gen and new gen. We can't have these sort of stable frames because we're optimizing on both gens. Is it going to be that kind of reasoning, or is there going to be an actual full fix that D11 are able to pull off? Because if this game was playable, like had its steady frame rate and everything, it'd be amazing. It would be fine to just run and, you know, have a good time on the game, because I've played this game since beta and I've had times where we haven't had a content update for 2-3 months, but when the game's stable, you don't need to complain about when the next content update is. You can appreciate that, you know, the developers are working on having a stable frame rate and having a really good performance for the game, that you're so caught up in the fun and, you know, the progression that you're having on the game, you don't really think about when the next content update is. But I do think we will be getting a roadmap for 2024. I'm really intrigued to see what they're going to pull out the hat for, what updates they're going to come to the game, or things that they want to achieve by the end of 2024, whether it be content updates or glitch fixing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, follow my Twitter and join up the Discord, as well as join up the CNQR Warfare servers. We have solo, quad, and the main clans that is going to be going live Friday 5 PM UK time. However, because of the DDoSing issue, we have had to whitelist the main clan server, so people that will be playing the server have been whitelisted by me and the team to apply to be within the server and have fun and basically have next to no issues in terms of being DDoS. Just simply fill out the form that we've supplied in our Discord. As well as, who would you like to see on a podcast to do with Rust Console? What would you want to see us talk about, and who would you like to see as the first guest? I'm really intrigued to see what you want regarding that idea, as I do think it'll be nice to see the insight and input from the perspective of a variety of content creators on the game. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next one.